This is BlackDeath,
This is Slam.
and we had special guest today, Naven.
Hey guys.
Yay!
Yay, Naven! This is 30 and 60, an Over 30 Clan podcast. Today, big episode 2, the Big Deuce. We're going to be talking about.
It is a big deuce.
We're going to be talking about the state of the clan, what's new, new folks coming in. We're talking about Black Ops. Naven's got a Halo 4 review for us. I have extra special news. PlayStation 4 specs were leaked. We'll talk about that. If we have time, maybe get into the Wii U, since that was released here shortly ago, and also an Assassin's Creed 3 review by myself, if there's time. So, welcome aboard. Sit down, hang on, shut up, let's go. All right, so the state of the clan for November so far is still really active, with Black Ops 2 coming out. 21 new Xbox applicants for November so far, 9 on the PlayStation side. So if you're on the
Why do you
forum,
think? Why do you think it's been so heavy on the Xbox side?
honestly, I think it may have to do, from what I know, granted I haven't played on PlayStation, but you can probably concur with this, that the game plays better on Xbox.
I concur with that. At least it did for Modern Warfare 3. I can't even comment on Black Ops 2 yet.
Now, Naven, do you have a PlayStation or no?
I do have a PlayStation. I don't use it very often though, because I hear that the PlayStation Network, since it's free, I hear the lag is a lot worse. Is that the case with you guys?
I concur with that. Yeah.
Have you played anything multiplayer on PS3?
That's a negative. I don't even have. I have like one friend on my friend list on PS3. I'm pretty much solely an Xbox guy.
So I think that is pretty much the gist of it, in my opinion. But maybe PlayStation guys would disagree. But I was going to mention, if you're on the forum, be sure to check out the applicants section to pre-screen and vote on applicants. I've said before, and I'll say it again, the clan is what you put into it. You know, if you don't participate in any way, shape, or form, then don't bitch about it not doing anything for you.
I gotta clean up my friends list to make room for some new guys.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, and how Naven has no friends on PlayStation. It's
sure
Let's be honest, no friends really.
yeah.
Anyway.
Aw, everybody said Naven a friend request.
Wah, wah.
buy a refurbed Xbox and add Naven right now.
Yeah.
It's been tough, man, with having so many people. The Xbox is running 3 rosters, and there's 2 on PlayStation, 2 partials on PlayStation. Xbox is probably 1.5 are full, and then the third one is probably up to 30 some people now. But it's tough, you said, with the friends list thing, because I've had to, tell people, I'm going to kind of rotate friends here for a little bit, just because I try to keep it fresh and make sure that the new guys, have people to play with.
Yeah.
So that's another suggestion. This Friday, hopefully, I'm going to try and push the fact, FNG Friday. So
Yeah, that'll be good.
I'll make a
That's always
post
fun.
today, especially with it being the day after Thanksgiving. Most people should have it off, hopefully. If not, why do you?
Yeah.
And we'll try and do an FNG Friday. Maybe get some private matches going. I had some really good ideas for some private matches. In the past, of course, we've had Pew Pew in Black Ops, and we tried a little bit with Modern Warfare. It wasn't as easy. But, dude, I think a really good game type for Black Ops 2 private lobby would be using the Executioner, that pistol that uses the 20 gauge shotgun shells. Maybe a Dom game with Riot's Shield and Executioner or something.
I don't think I've even seen the Executioner.
Oh yeah, it's a
It's a 6-round revolver that shoots shotgun shells.
yeah,
Nice.
It's like the last pistol.
yep. It's a model. Well, they have I don't remember Executioner's one, but I know Taurus actually makes a revolver called the Judge, which uses 410 shotgun shells. So
Good.
I don't know if it's just a copy of that, or if there's actually a version of the Executioner. But they do have various versions: the Judge, the Jury. So it probably
Yeah.
does. They probably do. So
I was looking at the list of new people on the forum.
yeah, we'll
That's
try and
all.
get FNG Friday going. Get try and get
No
FNG
comment.
Friday.
No,
FNG
it's okay.
Friday. Try and participate on that. I'll put up a post today, and we'll do some private lobbies.
There's people
Uh,
I want to play with. A lot of people I want to play with.
oh yeah,
I've
dude.
had a
It's
lot of invites lately. I'm at like 77 on my friends list. I started with 12 when I joined the clan, so that's quite the
Yeah,
change.
I'm with you. I'm at 100, and I was playing with somebody, and they said, "Man, you gotta make room and send me a friend request." I'm like, done deal. I go through and it's like, which one of you do I not play with ever? So you
yeah.
gotta go.
A couple people have duplicate accounts. Like you have a side account, so you
Yeah.
don't mess up your stats. So
I you know what? I haven't even started on that one yet.
yeah,
Need to do
Mistler has
that.
another account, and so those ones I told those people, I'm like, I'm gonna probably delete that account because I need to keep the room open for the new people. And another
Oh yeah,
thing,
that was one thing I did. I had my other account as a friend on my main account. I was like, what the fuck am I doing that for?
oh my god, another thing to
Just
keep
in
I'd
in
be
case
mind.
you
freaking
want to
out
see
if I ever
yourself
saw
sign.
my other account pop on.
If it did,
Drunk
then you
slam
know
pieces online.
some slam on slam action.
Yeah, slam on slam action.
So another thing to keep in mind is I try to tell people, especially those of us that have been in the clan a while, is people on your roster, don't get all butthurt if you're removed from a friends list if you're on the same roster, because that's sort of double duty. When you're in the game, a lot of people don't know this even. When you can hit Y on the Xbox side to go to your friends list, and then you can right and left bumper, and you'll see your entire friends list listed in the game. You don't have to go to the Xbox menu, and you can see everybody in your clan or that roster, whether they're online or not. So you're kind of wasting a friends list spot if they're already in your roster, because you'll be able to see them in that list anyhow.
Yep,
So if you're pushing the threshold, I have like 99 right now. I try to keep one free for any FNG that comes along.
that's what I need to do.
Then just send them a message. And a tip for the new guys, because I remember when I first started, it was a little intimidating because some people already had their groups or cliques, if some people would call them, that they hang out with, to try and make new friends. So don't be afraid. Pop in a game, pop in a party. Don't be intimidated if they already have 6 people, because sometimes those 6 aren't all playing together. Sometimes somebody will be playing a different game, even, or just Sly. A lot of times, I've seen him just pop in, and he's watching Netflix, but he wants to hear us bullshit and rage bike.
Sometimes they're passed out on the couch.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So for the FNGs, don't be afraid to hop in. You got to kind of put your toe in the water and get out there. So I wanted to briefly go back and recap us a little bit. Slam, when did you join the clan?
I am coming up on my year. 11/28 is when I came on.
Okay, so I think I was there a little before you. I think October, last
Yep.
October. And Naven, when did you come in?
I got to be honest, I don't really know. I think it was last August,
Okay,
I believe. It was right before Delta joined.
okay. So yeah, we got a lot of long termers still out here. So
David, you joined November 25th, so you're almost at a
Okay.
year.
So not even close. Okay, good.
five
Thanks for
days to
letting
your
me know.
anniversary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you actually joined before I did.
Oh, okay.
So
I
talk.
didn't play with a lot of people. I was kind of shy when it came to playing online with people because most of the people I'd come in contact with were pretty dickish. And so
So you don't
I
like the
started playing
competition,
with,
right?
yeah. So I started playing with you guys, and then I decided that it's not so bad talking. I mean, you guys are
Kind of
still
dicks.
dicks, but at least I can compete.
Yeah, I do remember. I remember Slam. I remember Slam. I used to see Slam on all the time, playing fucking free for all, of course. And do you remember the first couple games we played together, Slam and free for all?
Yes.
Okay,
In free for all or like private lobby?
free for all. It was free for all. I popped
Was
it
it?
a couple times. We played 2 or 3 games together at first because you never played Dom. You never played Dom, and see, I was in a much smaller clan on the first Black Ops, and sort of I assume every clan has like their thing, and what we would basically do is just spam the friends list with invites. And if somebody was already in a party, they would just send you an invite back, and that was sort of this unspoken rule. So I can see where people may get confused coming into a new group of how things work and whatnot. So, but don't be shy. That's why I think these private lobbies would be good for everybody because I'm sure people think I'm a complete belligerent asshole, and they'd be right. But I'm also a good person to play with.
Yeah, usually I was never interested in doing private lobbies because I'm kind of an XP whore, and playing with all you guys, it kind of showed that another side of the game that's kind of fun. So I appreciate that a little more now.
Yeah, I would say. Well, that's the one thing why I like the clan so much is overall, and it's sort of the mantra we've adopted is PTFO, right? And
Yeah.
so even though we do have some people tend to be a little more kill whorish, it's still objective based, man. I don't think that there's anybody in there right now that we play with on a regular basis that would disregard the objective for stats or whatever right now. So that's one of the best things about playing in the clan.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So Black Ops 2, here we are on a week. A
One
week.
week.
Came out the 13th, right? So a week since it's been out. I'm level 51, 53. I can't remember now. I just looked on Elite. Where are you guys at? I'm 52.
I am first prestige 39, 38, 39, somewhere around there.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm first prestige, early 20s.
Jesus. How many hours do you guys have played?
Like 5.
No way.
I don't know. I'll get on elite. I think I'm at like 14, 15 hours.
Damn. How about you, Naven? Do you know?
I don't really know.
I could be way off.
I think it's around 10.
Jesus.
Uh, I
God
think.
damn. I thought I was doing pretty good points wise. I got 17 and a half hours played, and I'm nearing my first prestige.
A
So,
double XP week and really
Yeah.
helped.
so what do you guys think of the game?
I liked it.
Initial
It's a learning
initial
curve.
thoughts. Initial thoughts when you first played it, the first day or two.
First day, I had a really hard time adjusting to it. Um, but I don't know why. I don't know why. It seemed like I was constantly having people behind me, and I would play the way I got 20 hours played, by the way. I was way off. Um, I play the way I try to play, and stay the outside of the map, and check corners and stuff like that, and it never seemed like always seems like I was always a step behind. But I like the maps. Um, Pick 10 is I'm getting used to it. It seems like I need who was someone posted said I need a pick 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. It's
Pick 10,
like
I
there's
need
always
20. That's what it
yeah, it's
was.
like there's always one thing more that I want.
Yep.
You know.
How about you, Naven?
Well, I completely agree with that. I think that if they had a pick 11, it would make it a lot better just because it seems like, I mean, they did that on purpose, obviously, but I really like the Pick 10 system. I really like the special effects. I really like the graphics. I wasn't a big fan of all the menu systems and everything. It just doesn't seem very intuitive to me. Uh,
Yeah.
but
You got to
the biggest
hunt for
problem I
shit.
had, right? The biggest problem I had well, I'm still having, is just hit detection. It just seems like everyone is faster down
Yep.
the site than I am.
Yep.
I mean, I've played every Call of Duty game. I've always held KD around 1.4, 1.5. I have one up at 1.8, and this I'm at 1.05 right now.
Mm.
And it's frustrating me. But again, playing with the clan, I'm starting to care less about KD and more about score per minute and that type of thing.
Yeah, your score per
Yeah.
minute's 333 with
Right.
17 hours played, by the way.
Yeah, 17. Yeah, I was way off as well.
So when I first played, I think you guys can chime in on this, but from Modern Warfare to even the first or second Black Ops, to me the aim down sight is much slower than Modern Warfare 3. So I think that is a big adjustment to get used to.
Right.
Yeah.
The movement when you're aim down sight. So I think I started like a .8 KD the first day or so, and then I gotta tell you, man, this game must really favor shit connections because everybody has been. I might have to get rid of the 1 bar clan tag because everybody in the last week has been like, "Oh, I can't believe your connection, Black." 2 or 3 bars most times.
Yeah.
So I've been up until last night. We had a rough start last night, but man, we just been crushing people. I was almost wondering, obviously the game must favor a bad connection because everyone seems to be having a hard time but myself.
Yeah.
And but I'm definitely getting the feel for it. I think the spawns, man. I don't know if they'll ever get it 100%, but the spawns, I would say in Black Ops 2 are even more butthole-ish.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Man, you can
Yeah.
really get fucked bad. You will be, if you're in a Dom game and you're trying to triple cap, they will spawn right on top of you after you cap the third flag, and you'll just get hammered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hard point is that way too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I started.
Which, by the way, what do you guys think? Have you guys played much hard point?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I've only played a little bit with you guys and Slam and Delta or Captain Delta,
Yeah.
but maybe 5 or 6 games, if that.
I really like it.
I probably played a dozen or so, most of them on Nuketown.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like it. It's a lot just like Drop Zone, minus the
Mhm.
care packages. And
I'm starting to get the hang of it, and um, uh, God, the points you can rack up is crazy. Like I got a game. I was looking at my recent matches. My score per minute was 443 per minute.
Nice.
last week we were in that game. I posted a screenshot on the forum. Migs had 90 some kills in a hardpoint game. For some reason, uh, Elite was only showing 70 something, and but I have the game recorded somewhere. I went like 50 and something, I think 50 and 30, and he had like a 600, 700 score per minute in
That's
that game. That was the hard
crazy.
point on Nuketown.
Yeah. What do you guys think about them pulling Nuketown?
I thought that was
I think
bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah, it's.
I,
I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal in the long run, but it's borderline false advertising, getting people to pre-order. I mean, I know it's kind
absolutely.
of yeah.
Yeah, they never said Nuketown for a limited time only. You know,
Yeah, I don't
it's
know
like
what.
the fucking McRib.
Don't you
Bring it back at
fucking don't
Christmas.
fuck with the big rib.
I want my Shamrock Shake.
Yeah, I just read that today on the forum that they pulled Nuketown from the playlist. Now they pulled Nuketown 24/7, right? And Nuketown was added to the standard rotation.
No,
Did
No.
from
they?
what I can tell,
No.
it's not even standard
It's
rotation.
yeah,
Oh,
it's gone. gone. I mean, you probably might be able to do it in a private match, I think, but
Yeah,
that's
you
it.
can do it in a custom match. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking stupid. I bet they did that on purpose to slow down people leveling so fast for the Christmas rush because
That
they
could be.
they don't want, with a couple of real hardcore players, YouTubers out there, for the race to 11th prestige or whatever, they don't want people just like we mentioned last night. We were talking.
Yeah.
Uh, who was it? Dead Eric said, "I can't wait for Christmas. I just want some
Yeah.
noobs." And I said, "Yeah, is it like having a 12-year-old want his Christmas present taken back after he gets in the lobby with us?"
Yeah. Do you
But
guys remember this time last year, 2 years ago, when Black Ops came out, and was it the first? No, it wasn't the first time that they had the vote on maps or whatever, but they did. That was before they put it to a 2 round limit or two game limit on a map before it wasn't available anymore. So people would get in on a Nuketown map and they would just keep voting it. And you'd play it like, 10, 12, 15, 20 times in a row.
yeah, now in Black Ops 2, it's just a 2 round or 2 game limit, right? After two, it's voted out.
Yeah, well, they eventually. Hello?
Sorry.
Name it. Stop whining.
Stop whining, Naven. God.
Stop whining.
But yeah, they finally changed that in Black Ops. That came out where they put a 2 round limit on it.
So overall, how would you compare it to Modern Warfare 3? Better, worse, the same?
I think they're apples and oranges, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna agree. I have to agree. I was thinking the same thing. I think that there's things that I like a lot better on Modern Warfare 3, and then I like some of the choices they made, making your loadouts in this one. So if they could make a game with, all the positives and none of the negatives, that'd be the perfect game. But
I think the graphics are much better in Black Ops 2 than Modern Warfare, just in terms of. I know it's still an older graphics engine, but just everything in Modern Warfare 3 seemed dark and gray and brown. And there's a lot of a lot of variety in color now in Black Ops 2, and I think it's a little easier to see people. I think it's hard as hell to see people in Modern Warfare. Uh, the sound is awesome. The explosions and some of the guns, uh,
that's true.
man, it's great. It really sounds like real artillery and gunfire, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
How about kill streaks? What are you guys' favorite kill streaks? Get to play with those around much?
I I've been running low ones just because like with the UAV and the counter UAV, you get points for assists and stuff like that. So I've been running those just so I could get those assist points. So I haven't really gotten into the bigger kill streaks yet. And quite honestly, I don't think I could hit a big kill streak right now.
Yeah, that's the same for me. I haven't. I've been just doing the UAV, hunter killer, and the drop package. Um, Mostly because of the like Slam said, the assist points. But guys, seriously, we were talking about this last night. You try using that black hat, that thing that decrypts the enemy equipment and that type of thing. That is not only is it extremely useful and awesome, it's so fun to run up under somebody. What is the perk that's orange that you can see other people's equipment?
Engineer.
Engineer. If you have engineer
Yeah.
equipped while you're using this, you can see someone in upper buildings that have set, claymores and bouncing betties. You can hack those, and then when they're standing on it, they kill themselves. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Captain is the one that tuned us in on that, and the equipment's called Black Hat, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and and so you want to use that with Engineer, and then like Naven said, you can hack anything in the game, any equipment, you can, including care packages. It's like what was it called in the first Black Ops when you could reroll care packages?
Wasn't that Hardline Pro?
I don't remember, but you anything that's a lethal equipment you can hack to kill the originating team member or anybody on their team. You can hack care packages. This one, oh my god, I will be so surprised if they don't nerf this because it seems so overpowered. If the enemy team drops a care package, you can hack it and then leave it, and when they go to pick it up, you get it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they'll like go to pick it up and then just get nothing and wonder what the fuck, and then all of a sudden you get their care package. It's in your inventory.
I wonder if you could. I wonder if you could hack it as it's still coming in on the helicopter.
I would guess
'Cause-
so because you can use it to shoot down or hack aerial assault, right, Naven?
yeah.
So UAVs, you can take down a UAV with it. A stealth chopper, I think, takes 2 uses, and it's a one-time use, right? You use it and it's gone.
Yeah, but you can do the double up, and so you can have 2 of them.
Yeah, you can do the tactical, whatever it's called, and have it's tactical. It's considered tactical equipment, or
Yeah. It is.
yeah. So yeah,
It's just,
yeah. So yeah, give it a try, guys. I plan on giving it a whirl to play with, and I would assume some other. It's engineers your third tier, right? So you could use Dead Silence with that, maybe, if you want to double them up. He agrees.
I'm gonna go and take care of him.
All right.
All right. So it sounds like having a lot of fun. That's for sure. I love the game, man. I love it. I really lost a lot of sleep playing it the first couple days. And then it really panned off. I got busy with shit, so hopefully,
Yeah.
I definitely plan on getting on today. So let's move on to the Wii U a little bit. Or no, well, yeah, let's move on to the Wii U a little bit.
That'll take about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I think. Oh my god, I can't remember his name now. He's on the forum. He's got the like the X-wing avatar. Wally, was it Wally? Wally dog.
Yeah.
I think he
That's Wally.
bought one. And now you got a Wii, right, Slam?
Yeah.
Okay, and I've had one for years, and it's not a bad console. I mean, it's not. It has its demographic, let's say that.
Yeah. There you go.
Nintendo in the past, all their consoles have all been mainly targeted toward younger gamers. Really,
Right.
they didn't have a lot of the blockbuster titles, especially violent titles or mature-rated titles.
Right.
And so, with the culture changing and everyone being much more violent, I think that it's hurt them. But the Wii U has sold uh, insane numbers, and I think part of that is because how easy it is to hack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't mind the Wii U, or the first Wii. I'm sorry. Some things I wish they would have changed. The fucking controllers. Why do I need a sensor for a controller? Why? Why does it need a line of
Yeah.
sight for anything?
Right.
Oh my god, that's my biggest pet peeve with that console. But I got a 6-year-old. He loves it to death. Plays the shit out of it. And I've never had trouble with it. Never had an issue with it. It never had a disc reader or any issues like that. So, but I think Nintendo, I think they picked a bad time to come out with a new console. Really, they
I didn't
really.
even. I didn't even know it came out.
That's another thing. Is
I've seen one commercial on it.
Yep, they've been advertising the new Mario game a little bit, but I don't know what's going on with Nintendo. They just really seem to be like in the dark of how video game culture has
Right.
turned, because it's lack of advertising. They come out with a console that to me barely scrapes by. The specs of this console should have been the Wii, really. It's because to come out with a 1080p console now, it's 6 months before your two biggest competitors are going to come out with new generation consoles.
Right.
I mean, you may be thinking you're beating them to the punch, but I don't know. And the whole...
Well,
Go ahead, Parker.
I'm sorry. Well, I was just going to say the one thing I think that they're trying to do. I've read a few articles on this, and they're always trying to appeal to a certain niche or niche or however you pronounce it, that is focused on cheaper, more family-oriented gaming. The
Right.
problem with that is that then they create a controller that you have to, sell your firstborn child to have another one.
Right.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to add real quick is another thing that makes no sense. You come out with a new console with a new controller, which obviously, if you haven't seen it, it's like a tablet pretty much. It's sort of a mix between a flat tablet-like Xbox controller with a screen in it, and the console comes with one controller, right? You can't buy another
Yeah.
controller yet. It won't be available till early next year. So, what the fuck are you thinking? And as far as I understand, you can't use the old controllers with the system.
Gosh.
So I don't know. It just seems like a big fail. But
Hell.
to comment to your family gaming, Naven, I mean they're trying. They're trying. I'll give them that. They're trying to go into a new market. But see, before a lot of people didn't realize this. Every Nintendo game is licensed by Nintendo. So if you're a studio and you want to release a game to Nintendo, you basically have to sell them the licensing rights to do it because
Right.
there is no game that's like by somebody else. It's a Nintendo game. And that's why a lot of these old school original Nintendo games, some of the super rare ones that are worth so much money, were like the very few that slipped through. Like there's a Tetris cart for the original Nintendo that's worth a ton of money, and one other some Olympic game. But anyhow, so they're finally getting out of that realm, and they're gonna have the Wii. They had Modern Warfare and Black Ops, the first one on the Wii, and so they tried a little bit there, but now with the new console, they're gonna really step it up and try and get some more adult type games in there. But I can't really see the controller. I think to date, the game was it the Nintendo 64 probably had the best controller, and that's probably because it was probably the most like an Xbox controller. But every controller Nintendo's had has been shitty in my opinion. They're they're not very ergonomic. They don't really make a lot of sense in the layout. The new controller is ridiculously big. I kind of like the idea that it's interactive. I really like the idea that you can turn it off the TV and the kids can play on the controller so that they don't tie up your TV. But it just
How practical is that? Like, I mean, are you going
everybody's
to
got
want
a
to
dozen
play a
TVs
game?
now, so
Right. Are you going to want to play a game on a little controller when your wife says, "I want to watch Project Runaway"? Like, it just doesn't seem like it's really going to be that much of a selling point for a lot of people. I feel like it's a failing business model that they're focusing on this cheap gamer.
Yeah, they're behind the times.
Sorry, what were we saying?
They're behind the times.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Can I go off on a way big tangent?
Sure.
Yeah.
We all agree that the Nintendo Wii or Wii U or whatever the fuck it's called sucks. No one cares about it.
Sure.
I want to go back to the original
Conversation
Nintendo.
over.
Nintendo. Super Mario Brothers. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I may just blow your mind. But have you guys ever seen the original Super Mario Brothers 2 that never made it to the US?
You mean the Japanese? Yeah. That thing
Japanese?
Yeah.
Have you ever played it?
Crazy.
It's ridiculously high. Have you ever seen it, BlackDeath?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So, okay. You remember Super Mario Brothers 2, the one that you know of that looked totally different from Super Mario Brothers 1, where you pull up the turnips and shit like that and carry them around?
Yeah.
The original Japanese version of Super Mario Brothers 2 looked very similar to Mario Brothers 1, and they never released it in the US because it was too difficult. They said it was too difficult, and so people wouldn't have liked it.
It just shows how out of touch they are.
Yeah, and then the Mario Brothers 2 that we know with the turnips and the sand and all that crap.
Yeah,
Uh,
Shy Guys.
that was over in Japan. It was actually a different game. All they did was they took an existing game and they stuck in Mario, Luigi, the princess, and all that. So you
And
should
made millions.
yeah. So Google it if you look up the original Super Mario Brothers 2 and you can see it. You can still well, I don't know if you still can, but you could download the ROMs at one point.
Oh yeah, the ROMs are all over the place, dude. For every Nintendo console, from the original one up to the 3DS, you can get ROMs and emulators to run on your PC. In my opinion, that's the only thing that keeps Nintendo popular right now, is because of the black market.
Right. I was guilty of that. I used to modify the original Xboxes so you could play emulators on them. And so I got Xboxes with like 3,000, old ROM games on them. Nintendo, Sega, you name it.
So I'm looking on Forbes here, and it says, and obviously, if you don't know, the Wii U is priced at what, $299 with an 8 and 16 gig version. The 16 gig being 350 or two 349. I'm sorry, and it
You can
says
get
that
Xbox
they're.
to connect to that.
Oh yeah, you can get a Xbox with Skyrim and a 12-month live card for that
Yeah,
right now.
that's right.
So well, they said they're sold out already, and of course, that's because of all the whores that bought as many as they could, and they're reselling on eBay for $400 to $500.
Right, right.
Welcome to capitalism.
Yeah, hang on
Yeah.
one sec, guys.
Don't go away.
Slam, does it sound like, am I breaking up to you guys? Or are you guys breaking up to each other at all?
Um, it gets a little choppy every once in a while.
Okay.
I think it's BlackDeath's connection.
Yeah, blame it on me.
All right.
So, one last thing about the Wii U that, in my opinion, is probably the biggest crutch, and that is online play. Playing online with the Wii, I mean, there were only a few titles you could really enjoy, like Mario Kart and stuff like that, and it was still a pain in the ass. They had no way to, connect with friends. Do you guys remember the friend code? How fucking
Yeah.
stupid is that? Like, okay, let me write down this 16 fucking digit code. That reminds me. Remember, you used to have save game codes. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, okay, all right, this slam is XYB783-7439. Give me a break. So they're supposed to fix that with the Wii U with what do they call it? Miiu or Miiverse. I can't remember what they call it now, but it still doesn't sound as nearly as slipstreamed as like Xbox Live or PlayStation Network. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're behind the times. So new consoles, PlayStation 3 or 4. I'm sorry, PlayStation 4. Some of the a lot like everything else Sony does, information's leaked and and hacked.
Yeah.
And some PlayStation 4 specs were released out on the internet. Hardware-wise, it sounds real promising. There is, I don't know if it's just a code name for now, but there's talk that they're going to call it the Orbis for some reason, ORBIS, and it's going to run on the AMD A10 series processor. Now, I know we don't have a lot of PC tards in the clan, but basically, this is the best bang for the buck processor you can buy right now. It has an integrated graphics processor built into it, and with this A10 processor, you could get a laptop or a desktop without a video card. And this processor, by the way, is like $110 retail, and you could play all the latest games. You could play Skyrim or Crisis on a laptop with one of these A10 processors. So I think they did a really good job picking that for the hardware. It'll be 1080p with 60 frames a second, which is what the Xbox is now. Actually, Xbox is interlaced, isn't it? 1080i? Or is it P? I forget. I think it's P. Uh, there are two dev kits that came in an 18 and a 16 gig RAM version. So my guess is they're probably on the fence about which version they're going to release. I doubt that they would release two different versions with that RAM. They probably just want to see which one is more economical. Uh, it'll
I'm looking. I'm looking at an article right now, and then they're talking about the 720 and the PlayStation 4 are going to have upgradable parts. So instead of having two versions, you'll be able to upgrade them.
that is a good uh, pricing model. It sort of goes on what we talked about last episode about PlanetSide being a free game, but it's based on microtransactions. I think you're going to probably see a lot of that now because with the economy hurting a little bit. Not and the big reason I think people go to console is because they didn't want to spend $1,200-$1,400 on a PC, and so still to flip out 3, 4, 5. God, how much was PlayStation 3 when it came out? $600.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's just too much to ask of people, in my opinion, right now. So that's a good way, I think, for them to keep fresh in the market. Dip your toe in for one price model, and then upgrade later.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Let's see what else they're talking about. Let's Blu-ray again with a 256 gig hard drive. There's talk that may be a solid state drive. Uh, that would be nice. The price of solid state drives have come down a lot. And again, if you're not familiar with what that is, basically in your original hard drive, there's a platter, a disc, and it's sort of like a old record player, and there's a head that moves back and forth to read this data. In a solid state drive, there are no moving parts. It's basically like a RAM drive. It's much, much faster, uses a lot less power, and virtually almost indestructible. A physical hard drive, you can drop it on the ground and fuck your data up, and these solid state drives are just beasts. It's going to include Wi-Fi. It looks like wired and Wi-Fi with HDMI outputs. And
You mean you don't have to spend $100 to make your console wireless?
yeah, I know. Isn't it fucking stupid?
Uh,
Oh, that's funny. I always thought that was a joke. To even back on the Wii thing, to sell any console with one controller, in my opinion, is stupid. The Nintendo, the original Nintendo, came with two controllers, did it not? So,
Yeah.
and I think that was the last one that ever did that. Ever since then, everybody just give you one controller.
Genius.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, that's extra.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. Did you, Naven? Did you see any other secret squirrel stats on the new Xbox?
Yeah, well, they're talking about transmedia gaming, so that you can play games and run applications at the same time. They're doing that for the next generation systems, probably, so that the different components can be tasked with each job. But of course, that would need a more advanced GPU and CPU combo that is kind of cheap right now. So, like you said, the AMD processors could do it if they have a good GPU in there. But again, when that kind of stuff comes out in the beginning, that's always kind of messy.
Right. I heard that they had. I posted this on the forum that Microsoft up there in Redmond introduced a bunch of new security protocols because they did not want information on the new console leaked early.
Yeah, good job.
Let's see.
Talk about Halo.
Yes, I know we don't have a lot of Halo players in the clan, but Naven I think has the highest gamer score of anybody's ever seen.
Oh God.
What's your gamer score up to right now?
Uh, I don't know. I think it's. I don't even want to share this. It's 62,534.
Oh my god! Holy shit! I thought you were gonna say like 15, 16,000 or something. 62,000.
I'm not proud. I mean, I'm a big gamer. I've been gaming since I was, in diapers. And when I was in college, that's when I got the first Xbox. And yeah, I played it a lot in college.
I like
Did you
that though,
actually
man. I like the diversity.
did you actually go for the achievements and stuff? Like, did you find out what the achievements were just so you could get those 10 achievement points?
Would you like the pathetic answer or the
Yes.
yes I did. I actually, dude, when I was in college, I actually got King Kong just so I could get the easy 1,000 points when you beat the game.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was that pathetic.
Wow.
Um, I'm a little bit. I have like minor OCD, and so if I Modern Warfare 3 is the first game that I played that I tried not to let it stress me out that I didn't get all the points because I didn't have anyone to play the Spec Ops with. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna do it." And then I like had withdrawals and had to start had to start a new meth habit. You understand?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's funny. Well, it's good to know that you're a Spec Ops guy because I like playing the Spec Ops, man, but I didn't really know anybody else in the clan that did it. And Delta and I played some Battlefield 3 missions together, and I had a lot of fun because he couldn't fly a chopper to save his life, but I was pretty good at that. And so yeah, it's usually just me and my 6-year-old trying to do Spec Ops.
Right. Yeah, I just decided to get more points. I'm just gonna keep breeding partners to play with. My son's only 2 right now, but I have the controller in his hand.
I have a video of my son. I think he was 3 years old, playing the Wii. That I can't remember the game. Basically, you run through levels with the sword, and all the guys are in. Of course, it's Nintendo eyes, so everybody's got padding on, and you're just
Yeah.
whacking the guys with the sword, and it's so funny. I go back and watch it every once in a while. It's so funny. He's like, "I got that guy, Dad," and
I
he's
sliced
dancing
that guy's
around.
face off.
Yeah, he's dancing around, just whacking the fucking remote all around.
That's awesome.
Funny.
So, so Halo 4 came out recently, and I didn't mind playing Halo early on when I first got online with the Xbox, but it could remind me a lot of like Unreal Tournament. Being a big PC player in the past, it reminded me of Unreal. But there aren't. I put that post out on the forum about a week ago about what type of gamer are you, and it's funny because I really thought, Slam and you and I talked about this a little bit, that a lot of people would be one-trick ponies like you.
Yep.
But it seems like a lot of people have a diverse background. But it just sort of seems like because as we get older and have all these fucking responsibilities and children, we just sort of narrow it down to one.
Right.
That seems to be
Yeah.
the gist of the thread. But but just real quick, hate to keep pushing you off, Naven. I just wanted to say, because after reading that thread, it seemed like a lot of people were saying the same thing, because of family and kids and work, don't really have a lot of time. And that's, to involve your kids, like Naven said, I know there's this fine line about violent video games and your children, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, zombies with your 6-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim. Like RPGs are a really good game. My son really likes just watching, because it's sort of like a movie happening in front of him that he gets to, participate in what happens. Like Dragon Age was a game that he really liked watching me play, and I'll like tell him the background story and all this and get him interested. So for you people out there with kids, it's something to consider. Try and get your kids involved in gaming in that regard.
Although it could be regarded as another piece of useless hardware, the Kinect actually is not bad for little kids because they have a lot of the kiddie games on that. Like there's one that you're like in an obstacle course and you jump over rapids and joust and that type of thing. And then there's another one that's like a Sesame Street game that tells a story, and he likes that one. Um, and some things like that. Now I don't use my Kinect very often, but I'm looking forward to trying that out with him.
My son is obsessed with Wipeout. Have you guys ever seen the TV show Wipeout?
Yes.
So he wants to connect just for Wipeout. So, uh, real quick tangent. You mentioned Sesame Street. Did you guys hear the news about the guy that does the voice of
Yes.
Elmo?
Well, at first he was accused of sleeping with a 15-year-old boy, and then the guy recanted his tale, and then he recanted his recantation. And I don't recantation, is that a word? Anyway, and so now there's another guy that just came out today that said he also had a relationship with him. So Elmo is now put in his 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, Elmo's on the sex offender list.
Yeah. Hey man, it's not hard to get on that thing. You moon a guy in high school, and that's the only mistake you have.
Yeah.
All right, so we're run out of time, so let's go with the Halo review, and then we'll wrap it up with a cool story, bro, that Naven was going to contribute to this time.
Nice.
Um, yeah, so Halo's actually a pretty interesting case, mostly because I'm a big campaign fan of Halo. If you guys have ever played Halo in the past, any of the older Halos, the whole story, the epic saga of Master Chief, has been an ongoing um, money cow, I guess you could say, for Microsoft and Bungie. And now this game is taken over by 343 Studios. Um, the campaign. I'm going to talk about the campaign first,
Which,
just
by the way,
because.
real quick, 343. This is their first game, right? 343, the first game
Right.
they've ever released.
Yeah. 343 is an allusion to the Halo universe, so that's basically a good game to start with. Um, but basically, you are this protagonist, Master Chief, who is fairly secretive. We don't know much about who's under the armor. We've never seen him before, but he is in this constant battle with what they call the Covenant, which is an alien race that has a really long, detailed story that I'm not necessarily going to go into. But the Covenant War was supposed to end with Halo 3, and that's why their whole marketing campaign was finish the fight and all this stuff. But Halo 4 has a new enemy, and that enemy is the Prometheans, and they are setting up for this new epic trilogy that 343 is starting. The campaign mode is special. I don't know of another phrase that I can use. It's not that much different. It's similar enough that if you loved Halo in the past, you'll definitely love this. But they added a lot of new nuances in the game to make this one a little bit special. Mostly, they're really playing up the Cortana and Halo or Master Chief romance. Now, Cortana is the AI, is a little holographic girl that lives inside a Master Chief's head, or his helmet, I guess you could say, and basically helps him with all of his missions. But as you progress throughout all the Halo games, they have this relationship that really is built into an awesome story. And Halo 4 is really just built upon that foundation. And that's actually my favorite part of the campaign. There's a lot of good things. I thought I'd go over a few pros and cons because I don't want to, talk your ears off here. But
Yeah, that'd be
uh,
great. Just what you like and what you didn't like, from previous
yeah,
games.
Um, the first thing I would say is the graphics. The graphics on this game are amazing. The landscapes are beautiful. The colors are rich. Mostly, it made an aging system like the Xbox 360 look like a next generation console. Amazing. The story, another pro. I talked about that. The character in the world, very few heroes. He fills the slot nicely. There's a whole weird love affair thing going on, but it's more of like a partnership than bounce wow wow. The the campaign has a real dramatic roller coaster, and the acting is amazing in it. I've never said that about a game, but I think this deserves it. A few things I didn't like about it. The campaign length. I beat this on legendary in 14 hours. Um,
Wow.
I do I do not recommend playing Legendary unless you're, like I mentioned earlier, obsessed with gamer score. Um, because I remember one level I played for 5 hours and I died countless times. Um, Well, so what else? Yeah, and the objectives in the campaign. Although the story in the campaign is awesome, what's happening, what you actually have to do in the campaign is kind of annoying. It's like, Master Chief, to save this race, you have to go here and push this button, and then you run over there and you push the button. You kill a lot of
Yeah.
guys, and you push the button.
You know,
So,
it's funny, man, how a game could be such a home run in some regards, and then they completely neglect aspects like that.
Yeah.
exactly. And I don't know what they were thinking. Like just to like complete some objectives, they should have thought, you know what? Maybe for I don't know, mission 8 or 9, we should try not pushing a button. Like it literally every single
let's
time you have
let,
to push a button. Something.
let's at least change the color of the button.
Yeah, no, seriously, dude. The buttons were like they all even looked alike. They're like terminals with buttons. They're like, okay, hop off this train. Oh, the train stopped. Push that button. Oh, you're back on the train. Oh, the train stopped again. Push that button. Like,
Oh man.
so as bad as that sounds, though, I think this game is a must play for anyone who enjoys a good story in an epic, uh, an epic type scale. Um, multiplayer. Have you guys played multiplayer at all?
I played Halo 3 multiplayer for like one night, but I've never played the campaign of any of them.
Let's be honest, that's really all you need to do. The multiplayer is good if you like that sort of thing. I guess that's the only way I can think of saying it. They've um, they've borrowed a lot of ideas from the Call of Duty games, including the loadouts. You can unlock weapons and attachments. That all really wasn't in there for Halo 2 and 3. Um, so I mean, they took a lot of the good things from the first-person shooters that I've enjoyed and that we all enjoy as the over 30 clan, but it's more of I just like being in the Halo world, so that's why I've played it. At the end of the day, I'm still going back to Black Ops.
Yeah.
There's one thing I wanted to ask you, in not having played the campaign and just knowing what I've read about Halo, there seems to be a lot of similarities to me between Halo and Mass Effect.
Um,
In terms of the story, it seemed that way to me.
well, I think that a lot of the time you are going to see these comparisons in the media because they're science fiction.
Okay.
Apart from like military fiction and things like that, like Battlefield or Call of Duty or Medal of Honor, that type of thing. But really, if you play the story, they're nothing alike.
Okay.
It's much more. Well, I take that back. It is alike that you have one main protagonist that's basically a god. The only difference is Master Chief deserves that honor, whereas Lieutenant Shepard or Colonel Shepard or Captain whatever the hell, I don't even know. Shepard is just a really good guy that's gotten lucky and has had like a lot of friends help him. Where Master Chief is a complete badass.
You calling Shepard a pussy?
Uh, well, okay, it's not that, but you have to admit he did get his ass blown up, and then someone put him together with like robotic pieces. I mean, like,
Hey man,
right?
$6 million man all over again.
Yeah.
um, but I don't know. Master Chief is probably one of my favorite, apart from anyone who reads the Dark Tower series, Roland Deschain. I don't know if anyone listening to this does that, but apart from that character, Master Chief is probably my most favorite protagonist in any story. And this is coming from an English major. Um,
And a guy with a 60,000 gamer score.
yeah, exactly. I'm not
There's a
blinking
lot of
it.
heroes in there.
Right. And Master Chief definitely holds up in this game to be that hero that, the world needs. We don't deserve, but we need, again, to deserve or something.
Now, would you say
Uh,
uh, you could hop into this game not familiar with the franchise and still pick up where they left off?
to be completely honest, no. That was going to be my last con, was that I think that, I mean, you can. You're going to run here, shoot people, and push a button. But I'm not going to lie. Everyone's going to be like, "Oh, Naven's the guy that cried at the video game." But at the end of the Halo 4, I teared up, and the reason why is because you have invested in these characters since the first Halo, um, and I'm not afraid to afraid to say that, or ashamed to say that I get pretty involved with characters that I'm reading and playing with, and these two characters, Cortana and Halo, or Master Chief, really came through in this game. So I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's ever read any of the books or seen any of the webisodes or played the other games. Side note, I'll get off my soapbox, but if you have not watched, even if you're not a Halo fan, if you have not watched Forward Unto Dawn, it's a 5-part YouTube series that is live action Halo universe with live action Master Chief. Machinima and Microsoft put that together. They need to make a movie of it now, like yesterday. And I've come to find out that that's why they put $10 million into making it, because they want to show people that Microsoft could also be a movie industry, a filmmaker. So if you have not watched that, either of you guys or anyone listening to this, watch it today. It's amazing.
Excellent.
Look at that.
Well, thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate you taking the time in that. And I wouldn't feel like anybody, in my opinion, like you mentioned, getting emotional about the game. In my opinion, and I think that they did a really good job telling the story then. If you felt that way, a lot of people were passionate about Mass Effect, and that's why a lot of people were pissed about the way that BioWare ended the last game, including myself. But we could talk about that on another show. But yeah, people. A lot of people consider video games art, and if that's the case, then you're going to be passionate about it if you're really into it. And I think that's something a lot of video games lack, is a compelling story. I guess it depends on the game, but if it's any type of RPG, that with a campaign like that, then it definitely needs a good story and good characters. And so
I'm probably going to have to commit Harry Carey after saying this, but I could give a shit about Mason. Mason, I don't care about that character or his son or whoever else is in Black Ops 2. I just never cared about it. When Ghost died, I laughed. So it says something about the single player of the Call of Duty versus Halo.
Yeah, but
when I don't care about.
Yeah, the first Black Ops game, I never played the multiplayer. I never played on Xbox Live, and I was ready to take that game back. I'm like, I don't understand why people love this game so much. The campaign is shit, and that's when and the reason I didn't was because of the internet connection out here in the boondocks, and I decided, well, I had a 3-month trial card with the Xbox, so I'll give it a whirl, and then that's when I got hooked. And then I thought, well, the multiplayer is where it's at. So
I took mine back. So that says something, but
some things that we'll touch on next time that we didn't have time for today. I want to review Ash Brown's Call 3. Have you played that, Naven?
No, I have not. I'm still on Revelation, so I have to beat that first.
All right, well, that's your objective for next time. Since you've been such a good guest this time, finish Revelations and start 3.
All right.
Because I know I can't rely on Slam for that.
Nope.
He has his niche.
That's right.
Also, next time we'll do a hardware review of the in-a-loop rechargeable batteries and the Lacrosse smart battery charger. If any of you have been following the forums, a couple weeks ago, I had a scare with a cheap-ass battery charger that I got from Harbor Freight. First of all, if you have kids, you got to get rechargeable batteries, right, guys?
Yeah.
You got 1,000 fucking things that need batteries, and so literally, I have probably 3 dozen of every type of battery rechargeable in this house. And so I bought cheap Harbor Freight batteries and Harbor Freight charger, and I used them for about a year. And then about 2 weeks ago, my wife and I are watching TV, and I just started to hear this hissing sound, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And this battery was ready to blow up on the charger, and I just set it. I just set it on there for a couple hours. It was just on there, and normally I would go to bed because at the end of the night usually is when I put them on the charger. So I caught it in time, thank God, and set it outside. And So I was holding off on this battery charger purchase. This lacrosse charger is a smart charger, so it can do a whole bunch of different shit. I won't go into it, so we'll save it for next time. But look forward to that. Maybe we'll have Jess on as our guest next week or next month for the next episode. A lot of you know her as the foul-mouthed sailor girl, captain's significant other. I wouldn't say better half because I'm not sure. I think Scott would be the better half of that relationship. Side note: love you, Jess. uh, and we'll talk about GTA 5. They come out with they're running another trailer. You can pre-order now. It's still scheduled tentative spring 2013. No official date yet. And then another topic next time I want to talk on was PlayStation versus Xbox culture. Because I'm sure we've seen it on the forum that it just seems like a different culture on the different consoles. So maybe we'll get a PlayStation guy over here and talk about that. And then we'll wrap it up with, of course, Cool Story Bro, which Naven was going to contribute this time around.
Okay, so I live in Florida in a large beach culture, and there's a lot of nice shops and restaurants to eat on the left, on the beach, on the coast type thing. And the only problem with that is that because there's so many people on the beach, all of the stores and restaurants never let you use the restroom. Okay, unless you're buying something or you are, eating at the restaurant, then you can't use the restroom. So I'm eating at a place on the beach with a family, my in-laws, which made the story that much more embarrassing. And it had a nice greasy cheeseburger. Well,
Yeah,
if anyone
buddy.
knows me, what'd you say?
I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Right. Well, if
But come
anyone
back.
knows me, greasy burgers do not fend well in my stomach. And so they're like, "Oh, you need to use the restroom before we leave." I'm like, "No, I'm good." And so we were walking on the beach, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" It hits me. It's like
Literally.
literally, and I'm like, "Okay, I got to run to the bathroom." So I'm running through down the stretch, and I go into a store, and they're like, "Sir, you cannot use this bathroom." I'm like, "All right, well, I'm gonna lose it here." So I ran to the next store. They wouldn't let me do it either. So I finally find a CVS, and I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And I walk in, and I don't see a bathroom. I'm looking around. I can't find where the bathroom is. And there's this group of people standing in the front of their store circling some blonde person. I'm like, what is happening? So I like, excuse me, sir. And they're like, shh, 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 and shushing me and everything, really rude. And I'm like, no, I need to use the restroom. And they're like basically telling me to shut up because someone else is talking. Well, the crowd parts like the effing Red Sea, and in the center of the circle is Brooke Hogan, who is the daughter of the
Yeah.
famous Hulk Hogan, also known around these parts as Terry Bollea. Well, he lives right near my house, or he used to at least, and she was there shopping, trying to buy some umbrella for her fake tan or I don't know whatever.
So
Um,
so hold on. Let me pause right here. So the famous daughter of Hulk Hogan is in a CVS
exactly.
and not
No,
some
it's
fancy ritzy store.
No, it's weird. It's like you always see them around here, as well as Macho Man. Macho Man Randy Savage died about 20 feet from my house. He had a heart attack in his Wrangler and hit a tree. Um, and so they all live around me. So I mean, a little somber note on the story. Sorry about that. But anyway, so I'm trying to get these people's attention. To talk to, to try to find a restaurant, and they're all talking to Brooke Hogan. And then I'm like, excuse me, I'm sorry, Brooke Hogan, but I'm going to shit my pants if someone doesn't help me. They're like, do not use that language around me, sir. And like this old lady was like, I never. And so they kick me out of CVS, and I shit myself in the middle of or the front of CVS on the street. I have to throw away my boxers, my brand new boxers. I have to throw them away. I walk back to my in-laws. My in-laws are like, "Hey, where'd you go for so long?" I was busy shitting my pants. Can we leave? And that was 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, I'm driving. I have a four-door Jeep Wrangler, and I'm driving that down the strip again. And I stop at a red light. It turns green, and I go, and then Hulk Hogan runs the red light, and I almost run over my childhood idol with my Jeep Wrangler. And
Good thing he took his
he
vitamins
looks
and
back
skipped his
at me.
prayers, huh?
Right, exactly. And he looks back at me and flips me off for him
Oh,
running.
no way!
Hulk
What are you
Hogan
gonna do?
flips
Kick his
like
ass?
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Come at
yeah,
me.
you better run, and then I'm gone. But
Oh.
That's bad time.
living in Clearwater, Florida is quite the trip, I must say.
Cool story, bro. Oh my God, Naven, thank you so much for that. It's gonna be hard to top that one.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh my
No
God.
one else is gonna hear this, right?
Yeah. Sure
Yeah.
thing. We're gonna be famous now. Good thing we named this episode the Big Deuce.
Yeah, right.
I was thinking at the beginning, I'm like, oh yes.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot. We laughing all day about that, Naven.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot for your contribution. And everybody out there, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Excuse the noise. Cleaning up from a contractor being here earlier. So have a happy Thanksgiving and a safe holiday. And look for FNG Friday. I'm going to post about that here shortly. And we'll see you next time. And I was wondering, since last time we talked about catchphrases, David, did you have a catchphrase at all when you're gaming?
Um, I stole the "Boom Goes the Dynamite."
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
Jesus.
Boom goes the dynamite. Which, if you're not familiar with that, because I remember talking about this in a Xbox Live party, some people didn't know about it, and that was just YouTube search "Boom Goes the Dynamite." It's about this college kid who was trying to be a sportscaster and doing a terrible job at it, and then out of nowhere, near the end of the game, he comes up with this catchphrase of this guy landing a 3-pointer, right? Uh,
Right.
and he says, "Boom goes the dynamite," and it turned out to be like one of the biggest fucking catchphrases in sports history. After that,
Amazing.
yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks a lot. Another one in the books, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, take it easy.